Stay up on the latest this hurricane season. Please subscribe for future updates.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Weather Nerds YouTube channel. I'm your host, meteorologist Greg Majeski, your personal weatherman, with a 5 o'clock update on Tropical Storm Debby, which will be making a landfall here in the next few hours, going through the overnight hours. This is finally going to kick out of the southeast after dumping large amounts of rain, and we're eventually going to see things begin to improve. So let's go ahead and take a look at the latest here on the radar here, as we're looking at that center of circulation spinning just offshore from Charleston there. There's the center of circulation. What has happened today is we've gotten a little bit of dry air kind of sucked into the middle of the system. So the rain field not nearly is as expansive as it was, but as it continues to move inland, it's still going to take copious amounts of moisture inland with it, and it's going to provide some continued flooding potential there across the Carolinas and going into Virginia over the next, say, 24 to 48 hours. Looking at live look area, Myrtle Beach, again, it's been rough surf. It's definitely low tide right now. That's good news there, but it's been rough surf all up and down Myrtle Beach and other locations as well. You see the rough surf there at the pier, but generally been seeing cloudy skies, breezy conditions, and some rough surf out there, but really not been too bad along the beaches so far. But there's definitely been some soil erosion, to say the least, along some of those beaches, some of those high wave action going on. So there's the visible satellite imagery. Again, you can kind of see some of the dry air there in that middle portion, that center of circulation. That's what's prevented this thing from really intensifying. It's come up a little bit. Remember, it was only about 45 miles per hour yesterday. It's come up to about 60 with some of these outer bands. So it's still got a pretty decent wind field as this continues to move off toward the northeast, and not moving all that fast, that's for sure. Here's your 5 o'clock position at 32.5 north and 79.1 west. Again, movement is to the north-northeast at 3. That's 1, 2, 3 miles per hour. Really not moving that fast. But it will be making landfall tonight. And as it slowly moves inland on the day on Thursday, as we get into Friday, it's really going to start to pick up as a trough of low pressure is going to come in and pick this thing up and accelerate it on out to the north and east. So we still got to deal with this thing for another day or so, 24 to 36 hours before it starts to really take off, and we'll see things begin to improve. Obviously, we're still looking at the flooding risk. We got a lot of tropical moisture coming inland here. Of course, we got the Appalachians in here as well. You throw that moisture, you get a little bit of orographic lift. It kind of acts as a bit of a sponge. It's going to increase the rainfall totals, especially, say, around the Roanoke area in there. But localized amounts up to 8 inches possible, kind of generally sitting in the 4 to 6 range, and a lot of that yellow in here. But as it accelerates and goes northward, the rainfall amount should not be quite as high, say, up toward New York State and Pennsylvania, because it'll be accelerating the rain field. Rain shaft should be kind of expanding and kind of moving on out very quickly by the time we get to that point. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the latest model data here on the North American model here, and we'll go ahead and take a look and see how this thing's going to kind of progress here. So let me go to my interactive mode here, and we'll kind of stick you on through this. Again, watch that timestamp in your upper right-hand corner. As we're going to watch this thing start to slowly pull on out of here, we'll see things begin to slowly improve here. Let me back this up one more. Here we go. And again, watch this thing as it moves on throughout the day on Thursday, as it kind of going to keep a wet and rainy day, especially in areas like, say, Charlotte. Charlotte's going to be a pretty nasty day there, to say the least, on Thursday. But then as we go late in the day on Thursday into Friday, it starts to clear on out, accelerates, starts going into Virginia, and then kind of racing up to the north and east after that. So we'll see things begin to improve very quickly there across the southeast as we go through the next couple of days. But until then, we got some pretty high rain amounts that we're going to have to watch there across the areas of the Carolinas until that system finally clears on out. Obviously, a slight risk for severe weather. Obviously, you got a landfalling system in there. Isolated tornadoes. We've had a couple tornado warnings out there already as this thing starts to move on inland there. But things will begin to improve as this begins to shift up toward the north and east. Obviously, that'll extend that tornado threat up to the north as this thing makes landfall, say, going into your Thursday and Friday. We'll watch that very closely. The big thing here is the flash flooding. Got flash flood watches here from the Carolinas going all the way up into Pennsylvania, and those will extend into New York State eventually. These are your tropical storm warnings here along the coastal areas of South Carolina. Dark green, that's your flood warnings there, and those will probably be increasing through North Carolina and Virginia as that range field begins to extend further north. Of course, these are just all your heat advisories there across the deep south. So things will begin to improve, folks. We just got to get through the next 24 to 36 hours as we go ahead and watch this thing begin to make its landfall for tonight. I will be doing some live coverage, testing some of my new products here on the channel. and you can always check that out as well. All right, that's going to do it for now. That is your update on Tropical Storm Debby. Until then, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you on the next report. Bye for now.